I guess Professor Derluyn also wants to answer the questions. But I guess Professor Derluyn herself.
So I think yeah. Okay, thank you very much for giving me the floor. I tried to stay a bit longer than initially said, so I'm happy that I still can be with you for some of the questions. Concerning the first question on the global pact, I think that the main challenge we have is that there might be some provisions. For example, the long-term plea already to end detention for minors has been there for a long time, but that the actual implementation on the floor of these provisions regarding protection, regarding access to services, is sometimes not as initiated or as meant in such a document. So I think the main challenge we have is the actual implementation and the control of the implementation. We see that, for example, that regarding detention, that under the term protective custody, in particular member states, detention is still going on. So the also being in an open center is not always as open as we think it is, as minors cannot leave an open center if they don't have any protection or anyone accompanying them, which is of course very difficult if they are an unaccompanied minor, or if the center is located like 20 minutes outside of town, and people need to pay a bus ticket of €3 each to travel to go to the city center. Of course, that's not really an open center at that time. So there's many things that we see, very concrete little things that make that the implementation of particular provision measures or not really done in a good way, let's say, or that there's a big gap between that. Secondly, regarding the black women, so in the ChildMove study, we had one particular focus on Nigerian victims of trafficking, both unaccompanied minors as also adults. If the stigma is more in that group than in other groups, that's not always easy to say from a research point of view, but at least the kind of stigma that these Nigerian women are facing is, of course, because of gender much more going into that sexual stigma direction. And I think generally stigmatization, discrimination of migrants is a very huge problem that we still have. And I think the general awareness raising campaigns also related on that intersection between sexism and racism are really important to do so. And it's only when we as a entire society, as a community, as nationals in member states do really take that serious and do act upon every expression of stigmatization, discrimination, racism, sexism, that we will also create that bigger picture also here. And related to that, I think every expression of people indicating that they were victims of stigma, discrimination, racism, we need to take that seriously. We still have the intention to laugh at it, and just thinking of the example 2 days ago on the television in the Netherlands on that. So we still have the tendency to laugh at it if a joke is made about it or whatever, or if people. But I think we really need to take that seriously, and we need to put that forward, and probably also think about complaint mechanisms. Also, I do not really believe in that kind of legal way there, but generally a bigger awareness in societies is really needed. Thank you.